Good afternoon, Gary. Welcome back to this week's edition of AmEveryGolfer.
And welcome to all our lovely listeners and subscribers.
Absolutely. I know it,
and they are getting many.
They're growing by the day.
It is flabbergasting. Thank you so much.
It is. It is amazing how it's grown from this embryonic idea to
13 episodes deep.
And it's crazy how successful it has been and how successful hopefully will be going forward as well.
And we've got some exciting stuff happening in the background that
there's some amazing things
we
which
can't really speak
we'll talk about
but
hopefully the next few weeks, and some amazing things that everybody can get involved in as well. But first of all, what we need to do is make sure obviously we cover our sponsorship thing.
Do we do? Can I put my specs on?
You can put your specs on for that.
I'm getting very old for this.
Yeah, so obviously
thanks to your man there for reminding us that, because otherwise they'd been sitting in the car.
It'd
have been the first weeks couldn't put back.
No, like Gary, do you never change your top?
That has been accused at me before, you know that.
It's a quick change.
So I've been chatting to Gavin a few times, and obviously we repost all his stuff on LinkedIn anyway, and he's a very good guy. So obviously our sponsors, thanks very much again, Gavin, my friend. It's for LCL Landscaping and Ground Care. In fact, you got an escort to, where were you going to golf?
I was going to golf on Saturday.
And one of his lorries was in front of him.
I know. I was like, take a picture.
I
wasn't driving at the time, Mr. Chief Inspector.
So Grant, Gavin, what we'll have to do, we'll need to resend you another invoice, because we put that onto Instagram and TikTok. So that's more sponsorship than you paid for, actually.
So obviously we need to re-invoice them for that one.
So it's LCL Landscaping and Ground Care, and if you want to contact him, it's at info@lclscotland.co.uk. And if you need a phone number, it's 01698 446 753. And if you see some of his pictures on LinkedIn, you'll definitely give him a phone anyway.
Yeah, I'll be
looking at something amazing. And there was an Italian...
No, don't.
There was an Italian...
No, please do not. If you break into Joe Dolce, you're getting red cards, you're sending
And LCL are Lanark's only trading standards landscaping contractor, and they give a 5-year warranty with all the projects like decking, fencing, patios, driveways, and artificial grass.
You're never going to sing that song.
I cannot guarantee that before this podcast ends, I will break into what's the matter? I will.
Just do it. Please, just going to not do that.
I just going to know. And they also do artificial grass. So check out the website for more info and see the projects I've carried out so far. And if you look on my LinkedIn and whatever I've reposted, you'll also see a multitude of Gavin stuff.
It's amazing.
You are the man. Thank you so much for reminding us for that, my friend.
Thank you.
Gavin, thanks so much, mate.
So, since the last time we were on, what a couple of weeks in golf it has been.
Can we just paste over?
No, I think we need to, because there's kind of an important point I want to talk about with Rory, and we'll go on. We'll talk about the US Open.
Why are you picking on my boyfriend?
I'm not picking on your boyfriend, because it's obviously because you're barred from contacting them on LinkedIn and every other media.
Is that other letter again?
Yeah, exactly. But I do think DeChambeau has done himself a massive favour. The way he engaged with the fans. You watch some of the stuff he did, even between the holes as well. Just going up and signing autographs and engaging with sort of young kids, and some of the stuff was amazing.
Can I be a skeptic and say I think he planned that?
What, to win? He planned to win.
I think. That's another topic, because I think he gave it. If I'm being honest,
I think so. You think Rory gave it to him?
I think Rory's. When I heard, was it Blondie? Was it like the sound of breaking glass? I think when you could hear it, when the 16th putt, I absolutely don't get.
Yeah.
The 18th putt I get, because what I did after that was that I went onto the topography site for the golf course.
Do you know what?
And I looked at the green, and it was about a 6 or 7 inch break on that putt. And when I watched them back, I thought, I'm going to look at how long it normally takes Rory to hit a putt. Mm-hmm. And he is quite quick. He'll do what Tiger used to do, is he'll look at as in from ball to hole, and then he'll go to this both sides. It generally never ever, other than when he's waiting somebody else to putt, to look at from hole to ball. And he took so long, and then he quit. And then went back and quit. And Radar said it a couple of times on his commentary that he's never seen Rory backing off so many shots all through that tournament. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about as well is that I thought that Harry got a bit of bad press.
You think so?
Aye, because they were saying, as a caddy, he needs to change his caddy now, because that's Harry's responsibility to say, pop your driver back in your bag, and that's a 3-wood all day, which in essence is absolutely right. You could have he's driving another rescue.
Of course he could. Yeah.
If he could have phoned Roddy would have given him his wand to smash up. He'd have
phoned over specially.
But I feel so bad for him, it's hard to believe, and I feel really bad for him. But I also think that DeChambeau played incredibly well.
He did, yeah.
But
And also, it was interesting to see how he kind of, if you look at what he wore during obviously the 4 days, there was a disassociation with live golf, I thought, as well.
I didn't know it until you told me, then I looked at it.
I know. It's incredible how obviously they're encouraged to wear that.
The way they live on the lapel, don't they?
Yeah, they live, and obviously wear
the sleeve as well,
the team that they're with as well, like NetJets, whatever it is. But his disassociation was quite noticeable. Yeah, and I'm wondering whether the whole shenanigans afterwards with Greg Norman turning up and
what about him turning up at the airport?
I know.
Did you see that?
You know, it was like his dad. I thought it was his dad at first.
No, I never seen that.
So DeChambeau got back to where the Liv was playing, wasn't he? And then obviously his family and friends are waiting on him, and there's Greg Norman at the airport. And then when he's about to hit his shot at the 17th of par 3, there's Greg Norman in the middle of the green holding on the flag like this, as if he's won the US Open.
I did see him in Nashville, and he was just walking about with the trophy.
Aye.
DeChambeau was.
I mean, that's quite cool. I quite like the fact. Yeah. Was it Garcia done that with the green jacket? And he shouldn't have done it. He went to walk and he went to the radio towers and all that stuff, didn't he? He did that. I seen him. I agree with you on that. I think what he did with the fans and in between it was just amazing. Yeah. But it was very live. That was very live. Possibly, because they're having concerts and all that.
But maybe that's the bit of that Liv needs to bring to the PGA. Maybe that's the bit that missing link that the PGA, that engagement with the fans.
I think we're actually going to disagree a bit here.
Are you? Do you think so? Not quite the sort of the jingoism, not quite the sort of the USC stuff that we got yesterday.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I like the fact that Liv is a bit more. I hasten to say it because I'm a traditionalist when it comes to golf. You like hoodies, I don't like hoodies. Yeah. Those tracky bottom things. When I hear mashed potatoes and light the candle, I want to spark the boy out to start shouting and ball and that, but I couldn't imagine the British Open and they've got a barbecue and Bon Jovi playing at the 18th waiting on you walking up. What would, I know it's bygone days, right? Yeah. But what's Savvy going to be saying about that? Sandy Lyle, they'd be like, what
his grave, if I mean? Honestly,
I like the fact that there's a bit of razzmatazz about Liv. That is probably the good thing about
it. Maybe too much.
Well, that's my thought.
Maybe if you toned it down, maybe that's the balance.
I think they've went for the sublime to the ridiculous way too quick. If they built that level up, then I would absolutely see the point in that. But I mean, I think it would be bad enough smelling a barbecue at normal golf events when you're trying to play. I'd be bad, but I stop for a hot dog, guy.
That smells really good.
I can't play. Yeah. That's a gimme. Cheers.
But one of the things I really liked a few years back was that obviously the Ryder Cup and Bubba. And obviously in the first tee, and he's like this with the fans.
Oh, that's amazing.
And obviously Poulter did the exact same thing.
Talk about Poulter. Did you see what he did? Did you see what he done?
He wasn't very happy, was he?
He was saying about effing and jeffing.
Yeah.
And then did you see John Ram?
No, I didn't see.
So Ram was on this. I think he came third, joint fourth. I think he came actually
fourth.
And he stood in the tee and he smashed a drive. And normally plays with that fade, but it was like a double cross and he was straight into the water. Mm-hmm. And he looked rounding up, as in Bob McIntyre did. The Canadian, when the drones were too close to him. This is the new thing, the drones.
I've seen the drones. It's amazing, but
it was about 8 feet for John Ram, and he went. He was using the F word quite a bit, and Rambo's a big bit of a laddie.
He's a big boy.
I wouldn't fancy getting a kick in the bum off him.
And talk about somebody who uses the F word quite a lot and actually won, and probably didn't use the F word at all this weekend. Was Tyrrell Hatton for the first time, 2.5 years?
What about that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's played good golf in patches. He's went 5-6 holes, played amazing, went 4-5 holes, bogey par, a la Rory, obviously. But no one in ages get slung by 4 million, and everybody that came second all got $1 million.
I know.
That must be the most that Westwood's won in a while.
For a long time, yeah. Since Order of Merit.
DeChambeau got $1 million, Westwood got $1 million, and somebody else got $1 million.
But it was quite good to see.
Pat Perez got 315 grand back for his divorce fees.
Exactly. But my worry is does Rory come back from this? Is this just one step too far? You know, and that's the...
I've got a thought on that, as you can imagine.
I know you have. I'd love to see him coming back. I'd love to see that. I know there's a sort of question mark whether the last time in the Masters he came back and won the next time. And I'd love that to happen. Absolutely. And we'll look at, obviously, we predicted for the US Open, because we had a few people who were kind of thereabouts. And were, Oberg for a start. We both said, in fact, we'll go back.
Rory. I think I said Rory.
We both said Victor, you know. He was thereabouts, then fell back again.
Then Pete Tong.
We had Fleetwood, Justin Thomas. Well, Justin Thomas had a good weekend this weekend. Max Homa, he never even qualified for the weekend.
Great pick.
But I did say Morikawa, and Morikawa did.
He's on it. He's playing well. I'll give you Joe. He's playing well.
But none of the two of us picked Bryson. None
No,
of it
I wouldn't pick Bryson.
No.
I wouldn't pick Bryson in the 1-horse race.
No.
I think he's an amazing golfer. He's tech driven, which I suppose I'm at a wee teeny bit. He's a statistician. He's a scientist. I can't pick that, but it's a personality thing. I just don't like him. It's not I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like that type of personality.
It's the sort of thing. It's all the sort of stuff that goes around about him. It's the media circus that follows him, and
it's not for me.
you know,
Rory won't win the Scottish, but Rory will win the Open.
You think so?
Aye, Rory will win the Open.
I don't know. I would like to think he would.
You wouldn't expect me to say anything else, though, would
No,
you?
I know that, but it'd be interesting to see how he comes back from that.
I hope Bob McIntyre wins the Scottish.
And so would that.
He was so close the last
Yeah,
time.
he
wasn't
was really close.
So close.
But obviously, this weekend.
So he'll be pissed if he comes back. He'll be pissed.
Probably.
He doesn't mind a wee shandy, Bob, which is fair play to the boy. That's why
he's Scottish, and he obviously.
Well, we only had a shandy after last night, don't we?
Oh God, I know. After that was just.
It's a golf podcast, right?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That was just. But that was bound to happen. Either we were going to win, or we were going to lose in the last 5 minutes, and that was just.
To be fair, but 1 shot on target in 3 games. That's what you deserve. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that by anyway.
No, let's not talk about it.
No.
But there's a lot of first-time winners this weekend, the exception of Scotty Scheffler, who obviously hadn't won for
6.
He hadn't. Is that 6 or 7?
6 he's won 6.
But hadn't won for 2 or 3 weeks. So
It must be hard for him.
So
He must be devastated.
It was like winning for the first time again for him, you know. So, clearly, but Amy Yang, you know, obviously
What about her?
winning obviously PGA. But they were saying that she's only just beat the record for Angela Stanford. Was it a 76th attempt?
Yeah.
That was her 75th attempt at a major to win. Amazing, you know, so phenomenal.
Charlie Hall played well as well.
She did, and then she fell back.
She's getting some amount of publicity just now, isn't she?
She is. But again, an amazing player. And I think that the reason
she'd
people
hammer
like her.
you.
Oh, she would, absolutely. But I think the reason people like her is because of the whole.
She's normal.
And she's like Rory, a wee bit. You know, it's
very dare you.
Yeah, but it is like sort of, you know, 3 or 4 birdies and then it's a car crash almost, you know. So, a car crash is with Nelly in the second round. And I was watching a thing today about
I thought we were going to talk about my car there.
No, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that off air. You know, so, but the thing with Nelly Corda, and did you see her towards the end of the round? She was just like.
And she was
just gone. She was in tears.
Pretty devastated, wasn't she?
And
but you know, when you've been at that level and you're at that consistency for that long, it must be so weird when you become pish again.
But it's to be you mean like the normal people,
like us,
like normal
4 holes. Wow, I'm a player. 5th hole, what?
But also the fact is that she was quite philosophical about it. And he said to her, "What do you think?" She went, "That's golf."
Right.
She goes, "That's just the way golf is sometimes." And I thought,
because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the cash line and print off a balance.
Yeah,
and I'll be all right.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm okay this week.
I'm all right.
Yeah,
I can afford a 5th place.
It's not beans and toast this week anyway. You know, but that's But honestly, what I thought after the first round, her obviously, and
cracking golf course, wasn't it?
Beautiful golf course,
cracker.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite a tough track to play for most normal people. I mean, for most amateur golfers, I think it'd be quite tough.
I've kind of reevaluated what I think I could do in some of these golf courses now. Aye.
So the 81s and 82s at Augusta, we haven't really looked at
maybe
that.
181,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially the US Open. You see those runoff areas?
Horrendous. Every single green was like that. It was like,
and that's when I felt a wee bit sorry for Rory. And obviously, I'm going to say that because I'm such a big fan. But the par 5 and hit his driver 4-iron, and it's 30 feet right of the flag. It just doesn't quite make that first step and then goes left. And you knew when it started to slow down, you thought, it's gone. But then he missed the bunker by half a ball and then roll into the kind of barranca area. And then it rolled past the kind of boot, the wee kind of plants. And I thought, well, he's going to go lucky. Yeah. And then it went into like a horse footprint or something. And then when he hit it, you could hear that clunk. Yeah. So I was hitting a normal shot with it. It was like... And I was like, oh, he's screwed. But he came back really well.
Yeah, and I think that was the one thing about Pinehurst is, and everyone always says that about Pinehurst, it's absolutely brutal.
It is, but I'll give the PGA their due. They made it, what a spectacle they made that.
It was fantastic.
I think for me, and this might be controversial, right? I think that is...
It's not like you.
You know? I think I would score more. I think I would score better on Augusta than I would at Pinehurst.
Do you think so?
Pinehurst just looked so unforgiving.
But
you were going 6 inches past the hole, and I get it would roll 12 feet past at Augusta, but you went 6 inches past the hole at Pinehurst and it was 30 yards down the fairway.
Yeah, and it's off the green.
And then 270. You want to see that? You want to jump in there?
No, I was just going to say, do you think it makes for better viewing when it's lower scoring?
Class. I think it makes them...
See when it's like 17 under.
We're never shooting that.
Yeah, it's just... I just thought that's the best major I've watched in years.
I totally agree with you. I thought it was class to watch. That's what I was just saying. Me and Mark spoke about it quite a lot, obviously. It was amazing to watch, but and it was good to see that they would score scores that really good golfers can score. But what I thought was amazing was, and bad, it was so penal. I mean, I get when you're offline, you should be penalised, it should cost you a shot. But there's so, if I've hit I'm going to talk about Rory obviously, but if I've hit a drive and I've hit a 4-iron that's pinned virtually 6 feet short of the pin but 30 feet right of it, surely to God it should come back towards you. No, make it was like left turn Clyde, wasn't it? It just went, and I was like,
and it wasn't just him. There was loads of guys
no hit, absolutely wasn't.
Who hit almost perfect shots, and it would just come off and just. And
Oberg was bunker to bunker, back to runoff area, and you're like, I mean, that must be. He must be thinking to say,
you saw the par 5, and I think when it was the second round, when you had obviously you had Schauffele, Scheffler, and you had Rory. All missed the green to the left hand side.
Aye.
You know, so the number 1, number 2 in the world walked off with 7s.
It's meant on it.
It's just like you think of.
So if they're getting 7, what would we getting?
At 4. I wouldn't have made that mistake.
4 from the front of the green, or
maybe 4 on the green.
4 to get to the green, 4 off the side, and 4 on it. That's probably 12.
Yes, it's a 4. Just 3 times 4.
Just 3 separate parts. New bits on the scorecard.
No, it's a 4 times 3.
I agree with you, Grant. I think it was an amazing major, amazing to watch.
It was good.
But I can't lie and say I was more this is controversial again. I was more heartbroken when Rory missed the putt. And I did literally fall face down on my couch. And my missus is looking at me as if to say...
I would have paid to see that.
I know, I did. I was like, oh, and I was shouting. I was like, oh my God. And I looked up, my wife's looking at me as if, you don't even know the guy. Do you know what I mean? It's golf. But I was more heartbroken with that than I was Scotland getting beat last night. Because I've got an expectation that Scotland are going to get beaten, are going to cause us heartache. But I've got an expectation that Rory's going to give me that. He's going to give me that other major. And I thought, this is it. I was so excited. And I was like, oh my God, what's the matter you? No, I'm not kidding.
Can we turn this microphone off, please? See, if you can pick out an Italian accent, just turn it off.
It's so bad. It's not even an Italian accent. It's just when my daughter does it just makes me laugh.
Gino DeChambeau from Sheffield. Yeah.
So who is your bet for the Open?
The problem is at the start of the year we both picked Victor Hovland.
We did. I still think Victor Hovland will do really well.
I think he will still do really well.
Fleetwood will still do really well. I think, but I agree with you. I think if Rory, this is going to be bold, right?
Okay.
No controversial, just bold.
Predictable bold?
No.
So you're not going to see Rory?
No, it's going to be, I'm going to flip it on you, right?
Okay.
No, I'm still going to say Rory for the Open.
Of course, yeah.
What I'm going to say is that Rory...
I'll say everything.
If Rory doesn't win the Open,
right,
Rory won't come in the top 5 of any major next year.
Okay.
That's how much it will affect him, I think.
I think it'll affect him much more than you think it will.
Because he's been in so many possible winning positions and no took advantage of it. It's hard to believe.
I think this is the worst one.
I mean, his stats are amazing. Yeah. I don't like this reverse flip for Phil Mickelson nonsense that they're talking about now, but his stats are the same as Phil when he won, then he went, didn't he win, came all that time, bridesmaid. Now they're saying Rory's been the bride too often and he's just going to be a bridesmaid. I don't agree with that, because he's too good a player.
He is too good a player, he will win other tournaments, but I'm wondering whether...
And it shows you, fair play to Bryson DeChambeau, he said, there's no way he won't win another major, he's way too good a player.
And again... Do
you think it would take a really stern caddy to just for Rory to disassociate himself with Harry, who's made about 10 million quid off him?
I think the problem is that there's a friendship there, and I think
that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think a lot of the caddy-player relationship transcends just being...
He should have put the driver away.
Yeah, it does transcend being almost like an employee. And it's not the same, but there is a friendship, and you look at most caddies and their players, they are good friends, and I think that's the bond that he may struggle to... He was on with Bones before as well.
Bones done one, but he done that guy that won. I don't know, he won he won Oi's majors with him, didn't he?
He does. He's actually got a really good relationship with Bones.
Bones is making more money as a commentator.
Of course he is, yeah. But I wonder if Bones would
help him out.
Yeah, or be that kind of caddy that would be looking for. Somebody who would turn around to him and say,
Billy Graham.
No. So Billy Graham, the evangelist?
It's Graham, it's Billy Graham, isn't it? What's Billy's second name, who's Matt Fitzpatrick's caddy? He was Lee Westwood's caddy, Sevy's caddy.
Oh, it is Billy Graham.
Billy Graham.
He's retired, is he not?
No, he's still doing Fitzpatrick.
Is he? Apart when Fitzpatrick's his dad's, otherwise...
But because Billy would say to him, what you think about it? He would have a conversation. He might not win, but he would have got... Because I had that when Seve hit that shot through the 3-inch gap at Cranston Sayre, when he said, I'll hit through that gap, and Billy said, what gap?
What gap?
And Seve said, don't you worry about it.
I know.
Pops it on the green.
Well, pops in the front edge of the green and chips.
Is it Billy Foster?
Billy Foster, that's it.
Yeah.
I
Billy
think
Graham's some sort of American evangelist.
that's because I'm so in touch with my God side.
Clearly.
I think that would be not a bad shout. Because he would be a bit more stern. Bones is a good shout as well, but I don't know if it's a bit late in Bones' career now to say we need to stand up to Rory.
But they've got a good friendship as well. That's
Great
the thing.
friendship.
So you wonder whether...
I don't think they should. I think obviously it's doing Rory well, making the decisions, because his results have been amazing. He's really consistent. He's just no over that line.
But ultimately,
obviously.
the caddy's just there to actually just to
Tell him what distance it is.
to ratify that. You know, say that's your distance. This is
Give him that confidence.
You know, just say I'm going to take 4 iron. That's the club.
That's the club, aye.
Yeah, I agree. He's not there to say no, take a 5 iron, because if he then makes a mistake, you'll be like, you told me to take a 5.
That was the point made on the Golf Channel, is that Harry is in such a bad place where he says, no, you don't hit driver, then he takes a 3-wood, double crosses, then it goes miles left, then it's Harry's fault.
So he's short and left?
Aye.
As opposed to be long and left?
Aye, so, but long and left, when he took driver, I still thought instantly that's a run club, pal.
Yeah.
With his length, I mean, he could have had as we said, a wand, he could have had a 3-wood up there, no bother. And you got to jump in there, pal.
I don't think he hit driver all week, did he? On that hole?
No, he didn't know.
And he wasn't chasing. I don't know.
He was winning. I guess a par is a playoff.
Different if he was trying to chase for a birdie or
And that's not taking away from Bryson DeChambeau, because he played amazing. Yeah. He played amazing. Obviously, I'm a Rory fan, so I can... If Rory's feeling bad, how does he think I feel?
So, obviously, one thing we haven't covered this week is obviously the amateur. And
loved it, by the way.
Yeah, and you did predict the person who came second.
Clement.
Yeah, and it's actually quite interesting, because he right up to the final, he probably was the form player.
He played great, mate. He played absolutely super. And what about the conditions? What a golf course, by the way. But what about the wind? And no.
And the fact that the young Danish boy won, Jakob Olsen, well, young, he's in his mid-20s. Actually,
I know, but what a conveyor belt.
I know.
What about Danish golf now?
Danish golf, Norwegian golf, Swedish
golf.
golf.
So you got Rasmussen's. Who else you got?
You look at Oberg, and you look at and
Rasmussen's, Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg.
I'm not sure Bjorn plays golf.
I'm sure his tennis racket would be a wedge. Thomas Bjorn. Bjorn Borg.
But obviously, as you see, that conveyor belt of Scandinavian golfers,
unbelievable,
just amazing. A lot of them go through the collegiate system.
Good for the Ryder Cup.
Perfect for the Ryder Cup. Yeah.
There's another guy as well playing the. I'm not going to even ask to remember his name. He was Danish as well. He was playing the PGA Tour last event. In fact, he played in the Canadian Open, and they were saying that he is he's the next Oberg.
Yeah.
Oberg's different class, isn't he? He's using the GT3.
Is he?
He might even be using GT4.
Right.
I wouldn't even look at GT4.
Who was the French guy that was in?
Pavon.
You don't really see many French golfers, do you?
No.
Not for a wee while, but there have been some amazing French golfers in the past.
Jean van der Velde.
Oh, big Van der Velde. He was
Carnoustie wrecked the joint.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
And he, if you pardon the French, he shat his pants.
Yeah.
Then
that was the boy that was in the water, and
about 9 times.
And then Garcia's gone, you beauty.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Harrington went, do you think so?
Yeah. And Sergio's got a putt, and he's like, it's in. No, it's not.
No, it's not in that. Like, Sergio looks really disconsolate.
Yeah.
What about his? I know we're nearly finished. I'm sorry, but what about his red trousers?
Do you know? Funny enough, I was watching it.
He used to be such a cool dresser.
He did, and funny enough, I was watching it with Sam, and she's like, "Hey, actually, is that Sergio?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Because he's got interesting trousers on."
Oh, that's shocking, wasn't he?
I said, "I think," and it matches laces. His red laces.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is it? I think that's what his team is in Live. Then
it must be. It must be the colours he wears in Live. I don't know.
Shocking. Anyway,
considering that you can't actually watch Live in any sort of major.
How do you watch Live?
Online.
Is it only on YouTube?
Yeah,
I think it's YouTube. Yeah,
it's only on YouTube.
And that is the stupidest.
It's not on the
corporate decision in the whole
Golf Channel
world.
It's not on.
You think they would have probably sorted a TV,
Amazon, Netflix,
somebody before,
or anything like Prime, or anything just to. But no.
Oh, we've got 500 billion. You don't need to worry. Maybe they're getting done for fair play.
But no, they're just that's YouTube. That's
the problem they've got is every major is not going to be on it.
No.
So nobody wants to touch it.
I can genuinely say the only time I've watched Live is for research for this. It's the only time, because I'll be honest, obviously I like the idea. I do like the idea, But how they went about it was totally wrong. Totally wrong. If they're going to give money, put money back into the game, forget the top players.
Yeah.
Go and get the guys who are coming out of college and give them an environment to go and play real competitive golf and make yourself some money, and then get them to the PGA.
Give them a bit of a comfort blanket so they can actually go and play better golf rather than worrying about paying their bills.
Get a chance to bed in and then encourage that partnership with the PGA Tour and live. Right.
No disrespect to
Tiger. It's a bun fight.
Yeah, to Tiger when obviously they did that sort of that loyalty bonus thing. Tiger doesn't need an extra $10 million.
$100 million?
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be sort of generous and just say it was a small amount.
He's trying to claim his tax back?
Probably. But he doesn't need that. No. Tiger doesn't need it. But if you put that money back into grassroots golf, what a difference it would make.
My God.
You know, I mean, clubs we talk
Imagine your local club getting 200 grand. Every local club getting 200 grand.
What a difference it would make.
Lord.
And we spoke about this before, how many clubs are going out of business because membership's falling, revenue at the bar's falling. Because
mate, I won't say with golf club, but it was right. Do you know, and it's a really, really nice golf club. Do you know they're limiting their what do you think they're limiting their amount of members to come into the golf club is? What would you think an average golf club's got how many members?
500.
So Covels has got about 800 members.
You know.
This really nice golf club.
Most of them play in front of me on a Saturday morning.
Just the slow guys.
All in the one hole.
This club are capping their membership at 250.
Okay, but what is the membership price?
That will be £1,000.
Seriously?
Yes. And they had.
It's not the one I thought it was.
No, don't say. I'll tell you who it is later, off air. And they when I chatted, they had said, and you'll need to hurry up because we're at 228. And so I'm thinking, how does that work financially? Because an average golf course will cost you $100,000 to look up for upkeep. Because golfers don't know that they're damaging the golf course when they go and play golf.
Yeah.
And that the poor greenkeepers are sweating their proverbials off to try and fix their divots.
But that's just for the golf course, that's not including their wages.
No.
And that's not including the wages. Yeah, everybody else's wages and bar staff and club managers.
It's crazy, isn't it? Covels is a great golf club. It is saturated with members, always has been run really well. Great pro and Sam. Staff are brilliant. Greenkeepers are incredible. Is it Ricky the boy name is?
Yeah.
What a golfer
Good
as well.
golfer.
Incredible golf course.
He hits a 3-wood
miles away.
Cannot hit a driver, but he can hit a 3-wood.
He hit a 3-wood 40 yards by your driver.
Oh, he will do.
Is he plus 4 or something?
No, he's off 1.
1?
Yeah.
Cheating swine.
Is he? A cheating swine?
What? I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying the scores he's putting in. No, and they're off and he doesn't care.
No.
He just plays golf with the best attitude in the world.
He does, because he's the boy. And he's got the best shoes I've ever seen.
I've never seen his shoes. Is he? Oh, brilliant.
Pair of spats.
I has to be a player then. That's like carrying PXG golf clubs.
You have to be a player, I know.
Covels is coming on a ton, eh?
It has done, the greens are definitely.
The rough is a nightmare.
Yes. And I still...
Mate, I was a half a golf ball, sorry to interrupt you. I was half a golf ball in the rough. And it took me all my time to see it.
To find it? Yeah.
And I was like, is that a ball? And I know you can roll it back if you're playing a tournament. Yeah. I was playing golf and I was like, well, I think that's mine. So I had to be like, it was mine. Yeah. I had a 3/4 swing with a rescue. The only club I could hit was a rescue because every iron would have got caught up in that grass. It was, I'm not saying it's bad. It's wrong.
It's bad. It's too penal.
It's no wrong.
It's too penal.
Pace of play.
Well, and that's the argument. It's the pace of play. Where people end up they're searching for golf balls and they end up spending so much time trying to find the golf ball in the first place.
How long did your game of golf take you the weekend, Mark?
About 4.5 hours, Gary. And
see, that's too long.
Yeah.
Any more than 3.5 hours.
Yeah. And I'm not saying the guys in front lost 3, maybe 4 holes, but they did.
That's true. That should be. They should be letting every person play.
However, a lot of it was down to the fact was looking for golf balls. And that's as a members course, and I stand by this, and I've had this conversation with numerous people. It's too penal. If you're in the woods, it should be penal because the trees, not like.
No, you should have a first cut, a second cut, and then Bondi.
But Bundi's
no one cut, then Bondi.
Bundi's up to your knees.
But there should be Bondi, but no.
Yeah, if you're 50 yards offline.
No, I think you should have 5-6 yards of first cut. So 25 yards, 30 yards of fairway.
Yeah.
5 to 10 yards of first cut, 5 yards a second cut, no more. Yeah. 5 yards a second cut, then your Bondi. Yeah. So that gives you technically 60 or 70 yards.
Yeah. At Covels, if you think you're in you're close to a rough, you're as well reloading.
Aye. If you play a bounce game, I just say, I did say already, that's your 50 pence, because I'll give you that hole. I shot 3 over and I lost 2 balls. So I should have been 3 under. And the first one that I lost a ball with, I was literally 2 yards in the rough. The second time I lost the ball, I was about 10 yards in the trees, so I deserved to lose that ball. It was that far in the trees you couldn't even hear it hitting the trees, so you're fucked. But the first one, I was like, come on.
I know, and that's the thing.
And I'm sorry, on the go.
No, I'm just going to say, and that's the thing where I think is for a members course, it's 2 penal, and it is slowing up.
And I like it as well. I like cobbles.
It's a good
first hole's so hard, but it's a cracker.
The first three or four holes. Yeah, first 3 holes. If you walk off 4-4-4, you think I've got a score.
You want to watch?
Yeah,
you guys say it, boy.
And that's where my score blew up on cobbles. First 4 holes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, see when you stand at tee. See when you stand in the tee. No, maybe not so much at 2, but see when you stand at tee 3 and you look down that alley of trees, it's gorgeous, isn't it? That's a hard hole, but that's a beautiful looking hole.
Even the seconds are long, par 4. Because even if you had a good drive, you're still going to be quite a big club in. I had driver 8, Roddy to them smack bang middle.
Yeah, and that's you probably smacking the driver.
I had a good drive. Yeah. I had a good drive, and it was a good day. So it was obviously it was about 5:30. So it was all dry and sunny. It just took a bounce and just ran. I was like, right, okay, nearly that wee second bit. But that boy Rick hits his 3-wood to the second on the upslope.
Oh, an upslope. I know, he had like a drive in it. His 3-wood a wedge. I'm like, oh right, okay.
I can smack, good player. Yeah, but I think
you can smack the ball.
Cobbles, it always comes good. Yeah. It just always comes good.
Are they still redeveloping the other side? Is that getting sold?
They're still talking about it, and obviously that money they're going to use that money for the greens and put in PGA greens. But they're saying that's at least 3 years away.
I tell you what, mate, that'll bring down the scores on it
massively,
because the protection that Cobbles has got is our greens are so difficult.
Yeah,
they're immaculate when they're there, and everyone does roll towards the Clyde, doesn't it?
Or the Calder. But it generally helps if you actually knew where the Calder was. So to tell somebody, by whoever knows the Calder, that's great, but I have no idea. But there's a couple of shots
where you fire a ball into a green at Cobbles and it bounces and does a wee stop. But when they go USGA, some of the low boys will be like throwing darts because they'll be far more receptive. Yeah. And that, sycophantically, that'll make Cobbles a better golf course.
I think so.
Because you'll be penal, because if you don't sort the rough out, but when you're hitting a shot in there, there's a big probability of scoring there. Especially 2, maybe not so much 3, because they're going in there with such a long iron. Well, I think I hit 6. I think I hit in the par 3, the next third. Those 2 bunkers are like 2 soldiers waiting on you, aren't they? So if you're going quite high, generally the first bounce is quite a big bounce.
Yeah,
but in essence that'll slope.
I'll tell you what the big difference will make is probably the 5th green, where it's quite hard to hold the green, especially because they put the pin right behind the bunker on Saturday. And
to the right, isn't it?
No, as you look at it, it was actually behind the
1, 2, on the left. 3, 4. I think.
And that'll make a massive difference.
That all rolls like that.
You'll be able to fire in with a decent and expect to hold the green. The one after it,
I had a 4-iron up there the other day just to try it.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just smash a 3-wood or a.
You could get it with 3 woods.
You can. Yeah, I mean, you're probably just have a wee flick up.
Yeah, but there's no.
I like it.
But there's no value in hitting a long club.
We don't play our courses. When are you going to start filming on courses?
We will do. Yeah, that's obviously the next thing. Once we get the boys up and organised, we'll obviously try and play some.
How would you guys feel about that one day? Bringing a mobile camera away and just coming out.
No problem.
Quite good, right?
Might cost us a bit of lunch, Okay, I'll qualify that. Might cost me lunch.
I was going to say that. No cost me lunch.
No, clearly not.
You're mine as all. How dare you say it'll cost me lunch?
That'd be no problem.
How would you do? I know it's a podcast, but how would you do that? Do you just take a camera on a stick and away you go?
Might use up.
This podcast looks a dawdle.
This is
easy for that boy. And then with your mics during it, that's the
wee things we had.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
When again, wish you were here earlier. How many holidays he's giving me days off in Santa Claus?
No. I've now got a wee break of 2 months where I'm not going on holiday.
So we'll do it in August then, because I'm away the last 2 weeks in July, obviously.
So, that'd be good. But we've also got smart stuff, because obviously
we've got a ton on.
In August, September, it's going to be busy months as well, with sort of like golf days and stuff like
exciting.
That.
Right, thank you very much. I think it's that time, isn't it?
I think it's that time of day. Once again, we have managed to talk for an hour and 15 minutes of utter drivel. But then again, that doesn't really change. No. So
thank you so much. And Gavin, this was a live read out your advert there, mate.
Yeah, you almost said that correctly.
I didn't. I'll get Shergar's teeth.
And I'm actually really pleased that we go through most of the podcast without Gary breaking into an Italian accent and singing.
What's the matter, you?
Turn him
Hey.
off now. Okay. Gary, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure, mate.
Speak to you soon.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.